tuning in to the Illuminations podcast. We love having you here. It is our mission to be a beacon of light on your journey towards conscious and mindful living. In our weekly episode, we bring you inspiring change makers in the field of spirituality, healing, personal growth, and wellness who share their insight and expertise so you can navigate your way to a happier, healthier, and more purposeful life. Welcome to another episode of the Illuminations World podcast. My name is Sonia and I am your host. And so today we're talking about a very popular topic, manifestation. Manifestation is talked about everywhere. It is the new buzzword, but a lot of people still think manifestation is woo-woo wellness. But what if I told you that science is starting to validate what ancient wisdom has known for centuries? Neuroscience experts like Dr. Tara Swart and Dr. Joe Dispenza have shown how our thoughts and emotions can shape the reality that we experience and rewire our neural patterns in the brain. In fact, a lot of research now shows that people who engage in focused visualization techniques and positive intention are now 42% more likely to achieve their goals. So today we have manifestation expert and coach at Illuminations, Bharti Jatti Varma, who is here to break down what is manifestation and how can it be used as a powerful tool for personal growth, and moreover, introducing the different types of manifestation styles and how, by knowing your manifestation style, you can manifest your goals and achieve your dreams quicker, faster, and in reality right now. So without further delay, Bharti, welcome to the Illuminations World podcast. It's always lovely having you.
Thank you so much, Sonia. Totally my pleasure.
So Bharti, tell us a little bit about manifestation. You know, it can be a polarized topic. A lot of people sometimes brush it off as wishful thinking. But what is your journey into manifestation? And of course, there are people who swear by it as well. So if you can give us a bit of your background and why would you convince people to believe in manifestation, and how would you address those who are very skeptical about manifestation, who view it as just another woo wellness technique?
Sure. So the thing is that manifestation is not something new. Manifestation is everything is being manifested around us. The world that we have, the life that we have, everything that has evolved over the years is nothing but a product of manifestation. The thing is, are you consciously manifesting, or is it just happening and you are just kind of going with it without realizing what is it that you are bringing into your life? So that's the first place to start. My journey with manifestation has literally been through childhood, I would say, because even as a child, I knew I could very subtly manipulate things, if I can say it like that. I knew I wanted to do something and I would think about it and I would try to put a lot of thought in it and I would try to make a dream about it or a game about it, and things would happen. And over a period of time, I realized that when I would think fearfully about something, that would also happen. And then you keep going on with life and you realize that yes, there is some power I have where I am actually creating things in my life. And you and I, at all times, with the power of our thought, with the way we are thinking, the way we are taking in information, are creating things. So whether you're a skeptic, whether you're someone completely attuned into it, whether you're someone who believes in manifestation because of neuroscience, or someone who's spiritually into it, the bottom line is we are all manifesting, consciously or unconsciously.
Okay, wow. But a lot of people argue that we come from the Hindu culture and a lot of us do believe in astrology. So how does the concept of destiny and what's meant to be will happen versus trying to control or manipulate your reality to create the outcome you want? Because this is where I struggle. Many times I have a conflict between what is right for me, what is in my highest purpose, my soul alignment, versus what is an ego-driven desire or a void. So for example, if I want to be famous, is it because I want to run away from the intention of not being good enough? And is it my ego that's looking for that validation? So sometimes, can you just give us a little bit of a background? What is the difference between allowing things to unfold that is right and best meant for us, or versus trying to manipulate, control, and visualize an outcome? How would you explain it?
Sure. So that's a really great place because a lot of people struggle with this.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is that yes, there is destiny, and not only in one culture, across the globe, people believe in destiny in different ways. At the same time, people also believe in free will. So let's say a certain part of your life is destined, and that too, destiny, if we look at it deeper, comes in from our own wish at the soul level, right? So let's say there is destiny. But how you reach that destiny, whether it's a happy journey, whether it's a struggling journey, whether it's an efforting journey, whether it just does not happen and yet you reach the end goal, how you go through that journey is a conscious result of your energy, your frequency. And that is where you are creating things to happen for you. So for an example, let's say someone needs to be a superstar. Yeah, someone needs to be really, really popular. They could have a belief within them that it's not meant to be. Maybe they picked it up from a parent, maybe they picked it up from their environment. It's a belief. But if it's in their journey, you could say a miraculous thing happened and a producer or a director saw them and then they got, an opportunity. Or if it is within them, they would do whatever it takes to make it to some place, like so many of these struggling actors or so many of these struggling performers. They do what is needed to actually make it there. So where you are in your thought process would determine how you reach where eventually, as a destined part, let's say whether it's the planets or whether it's the numerology, all of this has a place role to play. But your vibration, the way you are thinking and feeling, would accelerate or completely slow down your journey to where you have to be.
So you can visualize, like example, if I wanted to go and be a great speaker,
right.
I can visualize myself being confident and I can manifest an experience, how I feel within the experience, rather than trying to always just control the outcome. Because a lot of the times, well, I actually do believe in luck. I do believe like in fate. I do believe that we are all, at the right place at the right time. And there is an opposing argument which could say things happen in their own time. And sometimes we need to manifest a painful incident in order to appreciate the positive incident, right? So how would you explain that?
All right. So I would again go back to the same thing, whether you call it luck, whether you call it faith, whether you say that you need a spiritual kick, by some failure coming into someone's life. Mm-hmm. The end of all of this is there is a frequency that you are vibrating at. So you and I sitting here in physical bodies are not just physical bodies, right? There is an energy that is flowing within me. There is an energy that is flowing within you. The person who's listening to this podcast is not a coincidence. Mm-hmm. There is something within them that makes them compatible to the conversation you and I are having. Right. So in the same way, whatever it is that we are thinking, whatever it is that is our belief. If I believe that if I do hard work, then luck favors me, then my life will be a series of events where I am putting in the effort and then the luck will come to me. There may be somebody else on the opposite end of the pole who believes, I have thought of this, I know it's going to happen and it will happen and they will surrender. And it will happen for them. So at the end of the day, however you look at it, it boils down to a few simple things, which are what are my thoughts? What are my beliefs? What am I feeling about what I want to manifest? And do I have the capacity to not micromanage it to create resistance? And if these 3-4 things are in alignment, it will flow.
Thanks. Well, it's interesting because I think a lot of people sometimes, have, like a lot of people get conflicted that they end up, spending so much time manifesting or trying to manifest, and their manifestations aren't coming, into reality. So what are some of the techniques that you would be able to kind of endorse to them on how they can help their manifestation accelerate?
Sure. So there's, one of the most popular things is everyone talks about visualization. Then another thing which is really popular is people talk about affirmations or mantra chanting, right? Even these days, there's so much work happening in the neuroscience field as well, which tells us that when you do a continuous activity over a period of time, it becomes more familiar for the brain. Right. And once it becomes more familiar for the brain, chances of it actually happening in your life are much, much higher, right? So in whichever way you look at it, consistency is key, which is one of the key things that I would recommend for manifestation. But a little caution here, because not everyone is good at visualization. And that is why we've come up with this whole idea of what kind of manifester are you? Because not everyone can visualize. There are other ways that you can work with your own senses to be able to come to the same level of energy to be able to manifest what you want to manifest.
Great. So that brings me to my next question. You've recently introduced the manifestation styles, and how by really understanding our manifestation style, we can, basically accelerate our manifestation and get more results. So can you just tell us about the different manifestation styles and how we can learn more about which manifestation style we are?
Lovely. Yeah. So the thing is that in my years of experience working with clients, working with different people, the one thing that I've come to realize is that each person is so unique. We may have, if I was to broadly classify, most people will come with problems that more or less relate to just maybe 4 or 5 issues in life. It could be your health, it could be your relationship, it could be your money, it could be, just your abundance and things like that. But each one takes in information differently. Each one perceives information differently. So with this awareness, with this understanding of working with different people, the idea came that if we are able to classify what is one person's strength and what are the challenges that can come if you only focus in one area when that is not your area, you will believe you are not a manifester. So if, for example, you, Sonia, if I was to work with you, I would probably ask you a few questions. I would probably see how you respond to that with answers and through your, closed eye experiences. And we would be able to understand that maybe your strength is that you are a visionary. You are a manifester who can visualize, you can look ahead. Maybe, on the other hand, I may be someone who's more intuitive. So I may not get the images, I may not get that picture, but when I close my eyes and I connect within, I get a sense of knowing of something. I cannot put it in pictures, I cannot put it in colors, but that sense of knowing, if I enhance that, then I can manifest better through that power that I have. Let's call it superpowers that we have. And this is not to say that just because you are a visionary manifester, you are not an intuitive manifester. But your strength may be more on the visionary side. And if we enhance that, then you would be able to find better results in a much shorter period of time. So we have 4 different manifestors like this. So we have the visionary, we have the intuitive, we have the action taker, and then we have the trusting.
Excellent. Yeah, that's really interesting because it provides a very unique and revolutionary approach to manifestation, because I know that I'm not great at visualization,
right.
But a technique that I found really useful is when I write it down, and I read it out loud. And when I read it out loud, I then start to visualize it, and then I feel I can visualize it better than than randomly trying to visualize
100%.
Yeah.
It's the same even when you look at learner profiles, even at school, right. This is something which should even go down to schools, because in schools, teachers should know whether a child is a visual learner, an auditory learner, a kinesthetic learner. And if you can devise the information to them according to that, of course they will progress. Same with manifestation. If I know what's my strength and I can work on that, 100% I'm going to get the results that I'm looking for.
Amazing. And so what are some of the most common blocks of manifestation that people face?
Again, this boils down to your beliefs, I would say, first thing.
Your limiting beliefs.
I'm sorry?
Your limiting beliefs.
Yes. So yeah, your beliefs, if you have limiting beliefs about it, or you are trying to just without realizing why you want something, just following what someone else is following, it may not be in alignment to who you are. So your limiting beliefs is the number one challenge. The second place where people struggle is consistency. Because to manifest anything, to bring a shift in your life, to bring a shift in your frequency, consistency is the key to it. And so therefore you will hear that whenever we want to bring about any change, any challenge, any new thing, we need to do it consistently over a period of time.
And so can you give us an example of that? Like what you mean by consistency?
So, for example, whenever you want to start something new, let's say someone is a visionary manifester, right? So, I will work with them. We will try and understand very, very clearly what they are looking to manifest in the life. Then I would try and work around what beliefs they have about it, what they think about it, what are the challenges, what are the cons, what are the pros, everything. Once that is done, we get a more focused stream of thought about it. Now there's no what or why or how. It's like, Sonia, if you're baking cookies and you set the tray and you put the tray in the oven, now I'm not going to think, are cookies going to come out or will I get vanilla ice cream? I'm going to get those chocolate cookies. That's how crystal clear you need to be before you set the intention. So as you set that intention, that clarity is the first thing. Then we need to make sure that over an extended period of time, there is no space for doubt. Whatever is happening around, you understand that it is happening, but your vision, your focus is absolutely on that intention. Because energy flows where your attention goes. And as you hold your attention there, the more and more you are building up that possibility of it to become more tangible in your life. So then we will give repetitive exercises. We would give breath work to center you in. We would do visualization exercises. We would do tuning in. So depending on your type, whichever it is, once you take the quiz, we would bespoke exercises that would work for you. And then accountability on your end to ensure that you practice that over a period of time. Then it becomes one with you.
Right. And you're quite a renowned therapist. You are a renowned hypnotherapist. You practice energy healing. You work with the chakras. So if a person is having a lot of deep-rooted beliefs about relationships or money, how does what you offer, is it recommended that a person probably avails maybe private one-on-one work with you to just really kind of assess what those blocks are? And how would things like hypnotherapy or energy healing help them expand their energy in order to be able to work on their stress levels and maybe manifest more easily?
Sure. So again, one-on-one is always a more specialized, approach. Not everyone does it, but if you do it, of course, it is completely focused on you. Why it's very beneficial is because one understands where your limiting beliefs are coming. So since through hypnotherapy, we can actually uncover through your subconscious mind, what are your thought patterns? We are a result, our life today is a result of the way we are thinking, what we believe, what our value systems are. Sometimes, unfortunately, those don't serve us. For example, I may be looking for a very healthy relationship. But in my childhood, if I have only seen toxic relationships, consciously, I may want a healthy relationships. But deep down, that fear of having that pattern, because subconscious mind keeps repeating, experiences for me, I may get stuck in that space of toxicity. And so if I'm working with someone who wants to manifest a healthy relationship, I would work with them through their subconscious work, do some, release of those unhealthy beliefs, reframe their thoughts about relationships. So that gives us a clear ground. There are no weeds now. Once those weeds are out, we start planting the new seeds of a healthy relationship. Similarly, we can do the same thing with energy healing, right? So it just depends what is best for the client. We assess that, and then from that clean space, bring up into a new place.
Excellent. And for those listening who might be struggling with doubts or blocks in their manifestation journey, what's the one message you'd like them to take away from this conversation?
I think the main thing is to understand that you are manifesting, whether you like it or not. So pick up that one area of your life where you feel, I could do better. It may not even mean that you are struggling. I could do better. You will keep meeting people that will relay back to you relationships are not possible.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think it's also important that once you've put in all the work and once you've put in your manifestation, you're clear about what you want in your life. Because I do understand that many times people don't really know what they want in their life, right? Yeah. If you give them a blank piece of paper and say you can have anything, a lot of people actually struggle to even get clarity on what it is that they actually want. But let's say you've done all the work, we've done the coaching with you. I think what's really important is for people to be in the moment. I think we're so used to human doings rather than human beings. It's about letting go, just enjoying yourself, being in the present moment and actually being happy right now. Right. So can you elaborate a little bit more about that? Because I feel like so many people are trying to force it's like work, for example. Manifestation becomes work. And the more work you put in, the more stressful sometimes it can be when you feel like you're working so hard. What about the whole idea of just like letting go, letting be, and just enjoying where you are right now and realizing that perhaps you're exactly where you're meant to be at some level?
Absolutely. So I think this again takes it a little bit deeper, and we do discuss this when we do our workshops. Mm-hmm. The thing is, it's not about me trying to manifest a job or a promotion or a car or whatever it may be. That is at one level. The bigger picture is, what would it make me feel? It would make me feel good. It would make me feel fulfilled. It would make me feel happy. Mm-hmm. Let's get to the bottom of what are we chasing, because this whole doing is a place of chasing. And we chase because we believe we will feel a certain way when we get to that goal. Right. What if I was to tell you, let's start feeling like that? Now, everything that is aligned to that space of feeling will then come to you. I don't need to stress about it. I need to have the clarity. I need to be sure I want these things in my life. I need to hold that vibration. And then that surrendering part, like you mentioned, vibrate at the frequency like it is there. Feel that gratitude of having it there. And we do these gratitude exercises. We do these forgiveness exercises because that's what is actually blocking us. That's what is resisting us.
Yeah, I think gratitude is the key here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because sometimes we're so focused on what we don't want and what we don't have rather than focusing what we actually have around us.
Right.
And obviously we know that gratitude is scientifically proven to rewire our brains, you know, to think more positively, to be more optimistic, and to actually help us manifest even more.
Right, because it makes you more open. When you don't have gratitude, you are in a closed space. There is fear, there is resistance. Right. With gratitude, you open yourself up. So you are at a magnetic energy for what you want.
Amazing. So what's finally your vision with helping people through your work on manifestation at Illuminations? And I know that you have launched a new program, which is a manifestation challenge, manifestation workshops, and manifestation coaching. So just tell us a brief about your vision. I mean, you've probably already touched upon it, but what is your vision for your work in terms of empowering people through these services?
Sure. So, you know, Sonia, like I said, over a period of time, you meet so many people and you realize that whatever it is that they are going through, eventually it's about constantly desiring something that they don't have, or something that they want more of in life. And that is why manifestation became a subject that is so close to my heart. Because we can do all the healing in the past, we can, forgive, we can move on. But eventually it is, where am I today and where do I want to go from here? And that is why we came up with this whole manifestation challenge and the program to empower our clients and everyone listening that you can get the best life that you want, provided you are in that awareness to tune into yourself. You don't have to believe me or anybody else out there. You have to tune in to believe you can have the best life. And if there is a set of system or processes that can bring you closer to that alignment, then why not? And that is why we help you to first understand what kind of manifestation technique is best suited for you. Because you may give an example to a friend and say, I visualized this and this happened. But your friend is not a visionary, and try as hard as they will keep trying to imagine and say, oh, this doesn't work for me because I can't imagine it. I can't visualize it. Some people think vision boards are very woo-woo. All right, don't do it. Maybe you're an action taker. We will help you to put it down as tasks, micro tasks, which will help you again. Sure. So that's the whole idea behind the program, that manifestation is for everyone. Manifestation is already happening, but become more aware, become a conscious manifester, and use the approach that works best for you in a stipulated period of time so you can get what you want with ease in your life.
Amazing. Bharti, thank you so much. This has been a very inspiring conversation, and I will also be enrolling in your workshops. So thank you so much. And thank you to our listeners for tuning into another episode of the Illuminations podcast. If you like this episode, like and share it with your friends. Till we see you next time again, take care and live light.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for tuning in to the Illuminations podcast. We love having you here. It is our mission to be a beacon of light on your journey towards conscious and mindful living. In our weekly episode, we bring you inspiring change makers in the field of spirituality, healing, personal growth, and wellness who share their insight and expertise so you can navigate your way to a happier, healthier, and more purposeful life.